Hey guys, Moggles here, and in today's video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today I'm going to be talking about the oh-so-controversial Halo 5, and how I believe it holds up today, as I've put a pretty good amount of time into it. Now I know Halo 5 is a title many people within the Halo community are torn on. However, after finally running through the entire campaign recently and putting in a good chunk of time into the multiplayer since it launched, and even to this day, I've got to say, this game holds up pretty damn well, despite the complaints that I've heard. Let's start with the campaign. First things first, it is a visual treat, especially after playing through it on a Series X. I mean it, this game is gorgeous and it runs like a charm on the newer hardware. For those of you who are lucky enough to snag a Series X or even a Series S, this game features some of the most beautiful visuals in a Halo game, especially when you take a look at the environment and skyboxes. The art direction is a little bit busy, and it can be a bit distracting at times, but overall, it still looks really good, even for an older title. Next, let's get more in depth with the actual story. Now, I'm not going to include any major spoilers in this video, however, right off the bat, I will say that it's not for those of you who aren't engrossed in the Halo lore, whether that be the books, terminals, through the anniversary games, side projects, basically anything and everything outside of the mainline Halo games. That being said, as someone who is invested in the entirety of the Halo franchise and universe, I've found the story to be more enjoyable than most people on various web outlets, whether that be Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, pretty much anywhere, told me it was. However, I don't believe writing a campaign that teeters on the edge of actually requiring you to read up on outside material was necessarily a good decision by 343 Industries, and while I expect the story told in Halo 5 to continue in Halo Infinite, I truly hope they do a better job of merging tales, because I can easily see why your casual player, or even Halo fan, would be totally lost throughout the course of this game's single-player adventure, even after playing the entirety of Halo 4. Too much of what happens in between the two games in order to set up the Halo 5 campaign was explained through outside material. Finally, and this is probably my only major gripe with the actual story, there were just not enough missions featuring the Chief. Spartan Locke and Fireteam Osiris, they're an interesting bunch and all, but they aren't interesting enough to carry 75% of this campaign. Like, that's just too much. And overall, if you ask me to rate this game story on like a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give the campaign like a solid 6.57. Now let's talk multiplayer. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'll say it loud and proud. Halo 5's multiplayer component is, hands down, one of my favorite multiplayer experiences in the Halo franchise. Right behind Halo 2, and just above Halo 3. That's right, flame away, keyboard warriors. To some, this may be heresy. To others, it's gospel. That's how divided I know this community is on Halo 5's multiplayer. That being said, everything here just works so well. The controls are tight, the gunplay is phenomenal, the gameplay is fluid. Maps like Coliseum and Plaza, they're some of my absolute favorite multiplayer maps in the series. And most importantly, 343 actually did an excellent job fine-tuning the balance of just about everything in this game. From Spartan abilities, movement, and weaponry. Now, I hear the gripes against 343 about those first two things in particular, and quite frankly, I just disagree with them. I believe that when they decided to continue the story from Halo 3, I know they put Reach in between, but the Chief's story, the core gameplay needed to evolve. It needed a breath of fresh air. Unfortunately, Halo 4's multiplayer was more akin to getting a wet fart shot up into your nostrils and left a really bad taste in many people's mouths, myself included. But Halo 5 is so different from that experience. I just can't state that enough. I firmly believe that if this style of play is what they introduced in Halo 4, that game would not have died off so fast, and Halo, as a franchise, may have actually experienced a true resurgence in its popularity. I can only hope that 343 really build off of this in Infinite's multiplayer and deliver another fantastic experience that blends what makes Halo, well, Halo, and new mechanics that only add on to an already legendary multiplayer franchise. Overall, as I said in this introduction, I believe Halo 5 is a title that holds up pretty well. If you were to ask me to rate this game as a whole on a scale from 1 to 10, personally, I've gave it a firm 8.5. That being said, most of that score comes from the excellent visuals, my knowledge of the Halo universe assisting me through an okay campaign, and its excellent multiplayer component carrying it as a whole. So, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it, and let me know down in the comments below what you all think of Halo 5 and how it's aged over time. Also, let me know how you like this type of video. I really enjoyed making this one and would definitely be open to making more retrospective videos in the future if that's what you enjoy. I'll see you in the next video. Moggles out.